chatting about the mall safety, the fire safety.
You want to start off?
Sure.
Okay, I'll start
Okay,
talking.
basically, the name of the show is Police Beat. So, but why don't you, since it's police chat, excuse me. So since it's police chat, why don't you introduce
Yeah, I'll
the
introduce
show,
David.
and then you can introduce David.
Okay.
Is there a gourmet chef looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653. Or if that's busy, then give us a call at 881-2189. That's right, you could be a guest chef on Soup to Nuts.
Hi, welcome to Soup to Nuts again. My name's Brian Arisi. Tonight we're going to be doing party appetizers, seeing that it's the party season, whereas Christmas parties be coming up and Super Bowl parties be coming up. Tonight I'm going to be cooking 2 quick appetizers, and later on the show I'm going to show you some specialty appetizers, which will be sausage bread and pepperoni bread, which take a little bit more time. But for now, the first one I'm going to make is a Mexican dip, and the 3 ingredients in this would be cream cheese, salsa, and some cheddar cheese shredded. First thing that you do is you take the cream cheese, and that's the first layer. You want to put it in a bowl like this and spread it evenly around in a circle. Depending on how much you want to put in there, it's up to you. And on top, get that off there first. On top of that, you add the salsa onto that. Not the whole jar, probably maybe half to a quarter of the jar, and you spread that on. It's going to be like a layer type appetizer. You can use this with regular chips, or most likely salsa chips are the best to use, obviously. So then you're spreading that on so it looks even. And the last thing that goes on is this cheddar, shredded cheddar cheese. And that's ready for the microwave, and it's probably about 40 seconds, and then you're ready to serve. Well, that's one quick one. The next one I'm going to be making is they're called crabbies. They're crab meat, Old English cheese, onto English muffins, and then you broil them. So the way to start these is to take a stick of butter, and you're going to melt that down. And you're going to add it's called Old English craft cheese that you can get in any supermarket. You're going to add a whole jar of that into it, and you're going to stir that until it gets creamy, and then you add the crab meat in. but once we get to that point, we'll add that in. While waiting for this to melt, I want to congratulate the Ashland High School football team on their Super Bowl. It's about time that Ashland won the bowl. Kevin Maines is a great coach, and I hope he stays there for a long time. And I know a lot of those kids, and want to congratulate them. So once this melts down, I'm going to add this cheese in. And what's good about these is, as you'll see after, you can you don't have to cook these right away. You can prepare these ahead of time. Say you have a party, you can do them a week ahead or a couple days ahead. You prepare this, you top the English muffins, and then you quarter them, and then you put them in a freezer bag and stick them in the freezer. So the night of the party, you can just take them out. You know, that way you don't waste a lot. You can see what people are eating. Put them on a cookie sheet and put them on broil for about 10 minutes until they're crunchy. That way you can get one appetizer out of the way, and also you don't waste anything because you know how much to cook. You don't cook too many at once. And that's what I like about these the most. You can do that with. All right, it's taking a little slow to melt, but we'll get there. These are quick and easy ones to make to bring to a party. If the last second you realize that you have to make, usually there's a lot of parties that you have to go to. And what we'll be doing the second half of the show is some more involved appetizers, which take a little longer, but they're most likely going to be a hit at the party because not many people make these usually. All right, so I'm going to add the cheese because the butter will melt. Add the whole jar. Turn the heat down, you don't want to burn that. There'll be a little salsa in there, but that's all right. I'll add to it. Turn that down. You want to stir it until it gets creamy. Then what we're going to do at that point was going to add the crab meat right into this and get that hot. Just slowly takes time to melt away. When it melts away, it'll get a little thicker. One thing about the crab meat, we got the crab meat at supermarket. You can get top-of-the-line crab meat, or they sell what they have imitation crab meat. What I found with the imitation is it's not as fishy as top-of-the-line crab meat. So it's all up to you. Because some people don't really like the fishy flavor. Me, I like the imitation because it's not as fishy, like I said, as the other one. But it's all in preference, what you think people will like. I'm going to be careful not to burn this cheese. It's starting to all melt. You don't really want any lumps. Just keep stirring it till the lumps go away. Obviously these aren't too low in cholesterol, but that's what the holidays are for. Sometimes you got to splurge. As long as you eat in moderation, you'll be that's fine. Okay, you turn that down and it's ready for the crab meat. crab meat comes in bigger slices. I forgot to mention that you should chop it up into smaller pieces. And you just stir that in. Until it stays creamy. Take it off the heat. Last step, second to last step, take some, put it on a regular English muffin, spread it so it's thin. We'll just do 2 for now because two for now. You put them on a cookie sheet, put them on broil for 10 minutes until they're crunchy and you're ready to go. And like I said, you can cut those up and freeze them and cook them the night of the party or before the party. So right now we're going to take a break, and when I come back we're going to be making the pepperoni bread and sausage bread. Thanks. Hi, welcome back. Right now we're going to do the sausage bread, and I already started cooking the sausage in the frying pan. You want to brown that up, so we're going to let that cook. And also, when buying these sausages, you wouldn't want to use the supermarket type sausage. You probably want to go to an Italian specialty store. And just so happened the one I went to was in Framingham, down in right on 135, it's TJ's Italian Market, and they make their sausages there. And that's where I go. It's a good place to go. But anyway, you want to, when you get these, you want to take the skin off. So you put a slice down it, peel the skin out from around it. And to save time, usually you can boil these and cut them up easier, but usually I just either cut them or break them in small pieces. But we just use half of that one. So that's going to cook, and right now we're going to roll out the stove. Usually I work this a little with my hand to get it somewhat round into a lay that flat. It's going to be some air pockets in it, but that's all right. So now, a little flour on here. This is the hard part of rolling, trying to roll this out, because it always stretches back. And the thing you want to do is when you buy it, let it sit out for 20 minutes before room temperature so it's easy to roll. Also, I find that you can buy this ready-made dough at the supermarket, but this seems a little rough to me. So where I get mine is, I get mine at Framingham Bakery, because the dough there seems much better and fresher to me anyway. But you don't have to get it there. Whatever suits you. They make good dough. So now once you get it going, which is the hard part because it always rolls back, doesn't have to be huge, whatever. Medium size is good. Keep turning these. You just want to get these brown, because you're going to be cooking the sausage bread for a half hour, so whatever doesn't cook on this is going to cook inside anyway. So you just want to get these brown. Also going to be doing pepperoni bread, which is the same thing, and you just buy sliced pepperoni. So what I'm going to do is do that now, since the sausage is going to take a little more time. You just take your pepperoni. Just like making a pizza, really, you just spread this out. This you can get anywhere, obviously. But again, I got mine at TJ's because that's just where I get my stuff. You can make the dough wider if you want. But once you start getting wide, it gets thin, and then sometimes when you cook them, you have blowouts on the side where the cheese comes out. But it's not a major problem, but sometimes if you leave it a little smaller, it's thicker and it won't do that. You just spread out as much as you want, really. That should do it. I get a half a pound. Usually half a pound probably will make two. Let's turn this over. Then you add your cheese. You could add anything you want onto the pepperoni. You could add mushrooms, whatever you like. But for now, we're just going to add that. Just add your cheese. These are very good for party appetizers because then you can, once you're done, you slice them into bite size. And I haven't been to many parties where I've had these, so they're kind of good to try, and also to bring them to see how people like them. Sometimes I add fresh basil to this. Whatever you want to add in, it's all up to you, your preference. All right, so when you're doing this, all you're going to do is roll it over. These ends are, at the end, you're going to pinch them. Then I usually fold this end up and just pinch it. Sometimes if it doesn't stick, you can wet your fingers with water and it'll stick better. But you want to get it somewhat up there. And these ends, you just take and fold, because you don't want the stuff to come out that end. And then you want to put some air pockets. You put 3 little slices in, let some air in there for expansion. That's one. I'm going to get a dish right now where I can put that on a regular cookie sheet. Usually before I cook it, I add some butter on the top, or you can beat up an egg yolk, take a brush and paint it, and that gives it a nice shiny color. But that's one of them right there. So now while that sausage is cooking, it's getting brown, as you can see. That's all you want it to do because it's going to cook in there. Take the other dough out. Make sure you have flour down because it will stick. That's the worst thing, because then you can't get it up and it will ruin the whole thing. Again, just work this out. These are relatively easy to make. It's not that much involved. The hardest part, believe it or not, is rolling out the dough once you get good at it. which I'm still trying to do, as you can see. The longer you let it sit out, the easier it is. The dough, meaning, easier it is to roll it out. So, I think Santa Claus is here. But anyway, let's keep rolling this out. This one doesn't seem to be wanting to stay there. But we'll get it eventually. Sausage is almost ready. Just keep turning it so you can get all edges. Push down hard. I think that's about as much as it's going to get there. This one will be a little narrow, but that's all right. Here we go. Turn the heat up a little on that, brown them up. I'm just going to try to get that wide. Okay, those are about ready to add on to. Usually, you can, if there's a lot of juice, you can strain this, but since there isn't a lot, that's because it's a good quality homemade sausage, where there isn't a lot of junk in it. Usually, you can let this cool, but due to time, we're not gonna. We're just gonna throw it on there. Like I said, you can make sausage, you could add whatever you wanted to that, really. But not many people like a lot of vegetables on there, so you stay with a sausage. You should be safe. And you go back with the cheese. You can add salt and pepper if you want, but it's already in the sausage, a lot of it. One last thing that I like to add, as you all know, is garlic. You don't have to, it's optional, but it's my favorite. Okay, we're ready to roll it. Same situation, you just roll it, pinch these up if they stay, squeeze the end, there's some extra dough here. We can cut that away because we don't want to have it too doughy there. Just make sure that end's sealed. Put some air slices in there. One more dish. And you want to add butter or an egg to that. We have one that we started to cook that we're going to show you what it looks like. This is what one looks like. I could let it brown up a little more. It all depends on what you like. Which I probably will let it brown up a little more, but that's basically what you want to do, and you want to check the bottom. And slightly brown on the bottom, which is good. Right now I'm going to flash the recipe up for all these hors d'oeuvres, and I'm going to let that brown up a little more, and I'm going to slice it for you at the end to see what it looks like inside. So we'll be right back.
Hello there. Is there a gourmet chef looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653. Or if that's busy, then give us a call at 881-2189. That's right, you could be a guest chef on Soup to Nuts.
All right, welcome back. Everything is done except the pepperoni bread, but we're going to show you what the sausage bread looks like. If you can see, everything's in there. Sausage and the cheese. These are done. I had them on broil. This is how you want to cut them, like this. Cut them in quarters. We'll serve them like that, and then you can freeze them, like I said. And here's the Mexican dip that's done. Microwave for about 2 minutes. And you just take the chips and dip them in. So that's our show for today. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, and be sure to watch us in the future. We'll be making capelletti soup. Thank you.
Hello there. Is there a gourmet chef looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us.
Good afternoon, officer. My license and registration. Cheeseburger? It's hot out today, huh, officer? Maybe my tail lights out.
Shouldn't you be carpooling?
I guess you're right.
I guess I am.
Carpooling can save up to 600,000 gallons of gas a year. This message sponsored by Ad Council and Earthshare.
In our generation, a label. X. Generation nothing. They say we have no sense of purpose. They say we have no war to fight and no cause to believe in. Who are they? Join the thousands of us who are making a difference and wear a label that does mean something.
Gee, Vince, what kind of dummy wouldn't know how to use a child safety seat?
Beats me, lads. Child's play.
You just buckle him in.
Unless he's over 20 pounds.
Then this one's good.
Except if he's over 40 pounds.
Then you're into this kind of rig.
What if he outgrows that?
Put him in a booster seat?
What if he's too big for the booster seat?
Would he use the safety belt?
The Auto Safety Hotline can tell you everything you need to know about keeping your child safe in a car.
I'm a wreck.
Totaled.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Call 1-800-424-9393.
(1976), George Cisneros had a stroke. 1990, Stanley Monroe had a stroke. 1982, George Vavilis had a stroke. But stroke didn't mark the end of their lives or their lifestyles. Find out the warning signs of stroke from your American Heart Association. Because the sooner your symptoms are recognized and treated, the faster you'll get back into the swing of things.
To have a dream, but never the chance to achieve it. That is perhaps the greatest tragedy in life. The United Negro College Fund exists to bring the dreams of thousands of young people within reach. Hands that yearn to touch lives. We train to heal, to teach, to bless. We encourage souls that hear music to write symphonies and sing anthems. And to those once bound by poverty, we present a wealth of possibilities. When you support the United Negro College Fund, you give more than money. You give dreams that may have died the power to live.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.